Alrighty, so hello YouTubers and welcome to another video. We're gonna play Scarlet Nexus. And I did up the quality for this one. I don't know how it's gonna look, but whatever. This is Scarlet Nexus demo on the Xbox Series X, which has been a fine console, although playing it for a while on the same game, I've been getting weird effects like the sky cutting in and out, or like No Man's Sky, like video starting to cut and I exit the game, I come back in, it's fine. I think when the GPU gets a little warm, it gets a little weird, but the game doesn't break. It's very weird. At any rate, I do like the like No Man's Sky loading in like 2 or 3 seconds to go from what is it, the solar system to solar system is great. Okay, this must be a Bandai Namco game. Yep, Bandai Namco. Yep, I thought so. Bandai Namco, Ubisoft, and EA are all about this, and Activision. What does this say? It probably says I can't stream this game. You opt out of all class action. You have to arbitrate. We're not responsible if you die by this game. We own everything. Online conduct. Monitor user content posted on a game, reserves the right and has absolute discretion to remove, screen, or edit any user content posted through the game if Bandai Namco determines it's okay. And can do any of the following in connection with the game. Post any user content that is unlawful, libelous, defamatory, offensive, obscene, pornographic, indecent, vulgar, lewd, sexually explicit, harassing, threatening, invasive of privacy or invasion, or publicity rights, abusive, inflammatory, or fraudulent, promote or encourages any illegal or any other antisocial activity. But antisocial, what? Including hacking, promotes racism, bigotry, hatred, or physical or any other harm of any kind against any group or individual, or is otherwise objectionable. So you can't even breathe anything about this game for any reason, anywhere. If it causes any person to get upset, they have the right to remove it. Okay. Can't impersonate anyone. You can't exploit bugs. Let's just say so. And we collect everything, and we have the right to do it because you hit accept. IP, gameplay log, DAP off 1.1. Okay. Good God. Sure, English. Sure. Good God. Okay, I like that it started you out in the middle. Obviously, I'm gonna pick the chick. Sure. Why even bother with the loading screen?
decide my assignment. I hope I'm in the same platoon as Naomi.
There's a weird lag
good. I have
from left and right.
I should be able to complete the assignment as long as I'm calm.
Yep, this feels like a Bandai Namco game, alright. If you played a lot of Bandai Namco games, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It feels like they built this running on a Windows XP machine and then sending it to like a North American studio with actual computers.
I can annihilate the other with my psychokinesis. Naomi even complimented me on how well it was suited for combat.
What? Okay. Yeah, it feels like they built this on Windows XP but didn't have the PCs to actually run it. So they just sent it to other studios that could. Step. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's got a backdash. This is 80. I don't get it.
I wonder if Naomi is doing okay. I'm sure she is. She's one of the best.
So hold RB and that's okay.
It's done.
Rising slash. Okay, so it's got what is it? Anti-air? Or no, it's got a launcher. XNA is a launcher.
It seems like the exam has entered the final stage. I feel like I'm in good form. It's done. I can't relax just yet. It's done.
So there's a dedicated backdash. While holding X. Beating enemy with a rush follow. Press X while holding down R2. Okay, that's two different things. Performing by holding R2. Okay. I mean, that's not...
It's done.
I don't really know what they was trying to do for that. I mean, it's just doing one attack while doing another.
Next.
I don't know if I would call that another ability. That's just doing two things at once.
I just need to apply everything I've learned from my training. I can win.
The Y button is definitely not the right one to do in that situation. Oh, it gets me in close, I see. Fair enough, I guess.
Mission successful. This concludes the aptitude test.
Okie dokie. Why even have loading screens? Like the Series X and PS5, is it on PS5? I think it's Series X only. Like, it shouldn't have loading screens. It should have just a cool effect or transition.
Major Eden, may I ask a question?
Oh, Naomi. We call each other by our first names in the OSF. Don't be so formal. No one looks their age here. And our ranks? They're just words on paper.
The OSF only recognizes strength.
I don't like to say we judge on strength alone, but that's mostly how it is.
No one looks their age here.
What was your question?
That's supposed to mean.
Right. Haruka isn't here yet. I wonder if something happened.
Haruka is our platoon's operator. She directs us from the back with telepathy.
That cleavage though.
Hear me? I'm able to communicate telepathically within a 500-kilometer radius with.
You look like Zone Tan.
It's draining though, so I need you to join the group. Naomi, Kasane, open your personal ports.
Dude.
The team leaders are Naomi and... Oh, Kasane? That's awfully nice of you, Shiden. Letting
This
me
looks like it was made on one hell of a budget.
I thought it would be best this way, so I volunteered.
That, you know, it being made on Windows 95 or no Windows XP thing is
go along with that, Shiden.
starting to seem kind of more real than I thought.
Okay, let's get this mission on the road. Follow Haruka's navigation to the specified
That
route.
ass though.
Take out any and all others you see along the way. If you decide not to fight, I authorize you to retreat. That's all.
Copy that.
Okay, be careful.
Don't provoke Shiden too much.
It's just like gifts. I mean, fair enough. You know, save money when you can, I guess.
Use brain talk to communicate whenever we want, even when we're split up. Let me know if anything happens.
I was gonna point out Nier, but Nier didn't do anything like that, so... like Nier Automata. This... I mean, I don't want to hate on the game already. I mean, it looks pretty. But it looks like a 720p game running in 4K. If that makes sense to anyone. It looks and feels like a 360 game that was remastered running on a very high-end PC.
The new urban development ward? What a boring assignment.
It doesn't matter if a mission is boring or not.
You're such an idiot. No real others come out here. It's the perfect place to train cadets. When your power gets as strong as mine...
What's that drone?
Oh man, they found us even though we were jamming them. Major Kyoka, crows. What? I didn't know we had any crow bait with us. Crows? Do you mean the press?
They're probably after little Miss Randall. She's a hero that saves civilians.
No, Kodama platoon is in the restricted area farther in. They're probably here for Arashi.
Poor Arashi, always surrounded by crows.
Finally got out of Kodama. But I still end up fighting along with them.
Not how I thought this game was going to turn out.
Everyone, I know the crows will be in your way, but
I thought it was going to be more like a Platinum Games experience that Bandai Namco was trying to do. I mean, I guess that's what it kind of is.
we don't want them around. There's nothing we can do. The press
But,
uses
well, no. Even then,
activity to do
this is a lot different than the trailer.
But it's the price we pay for being famous.
I found something. Being wet makes it hard to move.
Use my power, Kasane. I'm allowing you to connect to me through SAS.
Okay.
If you can.
That seems to be the spot.
What is this? Left trigger?
Now.
Sounds good. Not quite as good as me, though.
Get lost.
You didn't need me.
Okay, so I can cancel it. Duplication, invisibility, hypervelocity.
Up to you.
Hypervelocity.
Please, Kyoka.
Duplication. Those are.
Here we go. I didn't think we'd be so compatible.
Let's keep this going.
RB.
Did my job.
Disengage.
Belt is thick over Mizuhogawa.
Yeah, it is. The extinction belt's
Visibility?
reconstruction, and now a lot of others appear there.
I don't know
Powerful others, but everyone should still be careful.
how this really fits in.
Nice job, Kasane.
It's all very interesting.
Use my power, Kasane.
Can I do
Power.
2?
Nishida, I'm taking this. Run, youngster.
Can I use all of them? Nope. One at a time.
Kasane, the enemy is stunned and can't move.
It's over.
I mean, good effort. Okay. Right trigger for some things, left trigger for some other ones. Kind of wish that they would turn off when you de-aggroed, but I guess that's part of player skill and
Hypervelocity.
ability management.
I'll support you.
It's up to you.
Kasane,
I see.
can't keep up with that other. Use SAS.
Guess it's my turn. SAS, Kasane.
Yeah, I got it.
Kasane, I think my hypervelocity will be effective.
Run, youngster.
Go, Kasane.
It's got some interesting concepts. Alright. I'm down with some of that.
Are you nervous, Naomi? Your breathing is getting a little shallow.
Oh, yes, a little. But I'm okay. Just take deep breaths. You're worried about Kasane, aren't you?
She was worried about you too.
Useless. Checkmate.
You must be close.
So the first time you see that, it's like a really slow little thing to show you everything, and it goes quicker. Fair enough. I mean, there's some little things that they do.
Using the Shida.
It was thanks to my power.
Got it.
Yeah, that's faster.
Nice job.
It's working. Focus on that spot.
Did my job. It's up to you.
It's down. Let's finish it.
you don't really get enough to do too much.
I'll do it. It's over.
That was a great attack.
Don't patronize me. It does recover really slow, so if you're fighting a bunch of these enemies at once, you just kind of have to just wander around. I can see that getting old kind of quick.
Useless.
That was good. Not quite as good as me, though.
If we use duplication correctly, Kasane, SAS.
What the hell is duplication? Okay, I just noticed I'm on health. Okay. Down on the D-pad? Yeah.
Kasane, you gotta get up.
Okay. It didn't tell me how to heal, but I kind of figured it out at the end, but it was too late. Why do you even have loading screens?
There's a resource reading near here. You should check it out.
Okay, so
She's hypervelocity. Kasane, normal human speed can't keep up with that other. Use SAS.
I won't say anything about the difficulty yet.
I'm off.
It's down. Let's finish it. Go,
Got it. Check.
Yeah, I see.
Kasane.
You have to hit it with something. I can't. Yeah. You just gotta wait. I just gotta run around like an idiot until my thing fills up enough where I can take it down. I think that's kind of annoying. I mean, they're not hard to bring down.
It's over.
Kasane, go!
Okay, so you killed me last time.
Kasane, SAS.
So what does that do? If you come across it, you'll have to break a chill, attacking their weak spot. Okay. You can duplicate objects. So it's objects, not me.
Kasane, you have to use my duplication. The shell is broken. Aim for its weak spot.
I see. So that's how you use your psychokinesis to fight. Seems like a reasonably useful power.
Too slow.
Time for stealth.
I guess I just stealth for a bit.
Okay, the enemy has lost us.
I mean, that's...
Use it well.
Ow.
I'm not done yet. This is good.
Did I not hold up long enough?
For you, Kasane.
Oh, I see.
What are you doing?
Thanks, sorry for the trouble.
What was that?
I'm rooting for you.
I'm not done yet.
Use it well.
Show me what you got.
It's working. Focus on that spot.
I don't know about that boss, man.
Mizuhakawa is at a midpoint between Suo and Seiron, and was
Also, why did it like revive me?
Construction was cancelled, but there's still heavy machinery all over. The bridge that runs over the river is still used as a trade route too.
Like if you just keep dying in an area, will it just like revive you? Or is that just like a % chance it's possible?
I'm taking this.
Kasane, use invisibility with SAS. Here we go.
That seems to be the spot.
I'll pull you out.
Next.
I mean, it's interesting.
You came from Kodama Platoon.
Near-ish.
Did you have a big problem with her?
Seems like they're really trying for that Platinum Games feel. It's close. I've played worse Platinum Games than this.
She was hard on me for some reason.
Help me, Kagura.
If I do this...
I confirmed a water attack. Are you okay? Being wet makes it hard to move.
Useless. Check me.
Kasane!
I won't go easy.
What is this?
Go!
Activating brain drive comes... What? When outside of battle, the brain drive gauge will deplete more slowly. Enemy is no longer able to detect you. Hold execute backstab. How do you execute a brain drive?
It's hard to move when you're wet.
For you, Kasane. Using the Shiren. I'm taking this.
Can't give up.
Give it to me.
Well, I kinda... Is there no other way? Well, see, here's the deal. With me trying to, well, I guess...
Don't get cocky just because you help me a little.
Okay, so you have to be invisible. That seems
Focus on that spot.
extraordinarily annoying because, okay, alright, so now I have this enemy. So now what do I do?
It's up to you.
Do I do this and...
I'm taking this.
So you have to go invisible?
We did it. It lost us.
Let's do this!
It seems to be a couple mechanics
We might be a pretty good
are stepping on each other's toes, right? So I got the X and A, which is this. I got the Y and B, which is kind of dependent on what I'm in. And invisibility, it does a charge strike.
Leave it to me.
And electric, it doesn't do anything in that one, I don't think. 'Cause it's different depending on the thing.
Kasane team. What's your situation? Are you getting along with Shiden? Shiden. Yes.
Did you just forget I was even here?
I don't know. I don't like the fact that certain enemies can only be beaten by using a certain ability because that ability is on a recharge. So that means I'm wandering around looking at an enemy not being able to beat it until it recharges.
Team Shiden would have been first too.
Shh. Something's here.
Good one. You picked up on the other before I did. Wait a minute. This one's a major other.
Honestly, I think they need to be infinite.
A major other has appeared at the objective.
I don't know what Japan's
OSF members in the
like
past.
hard on is about
Here it is.
meters
All in a cell.
depleting, but
Be there in a few minutes. Just
I think
hold
this
on.
game would benefit by having states
Contact with a major other.
that you can be in that's infinite.
Shiden, follow her lead.
They just come with the downside. Like maybe you don't do as much damage when you're like stopping time, but you can stay in it for as long as you want.
Now we're
You know what I mean?
Hope you're
The
ready.
downside would be is like it takes longer to be an enemy.
Quit barking then. It's time to show me some bite.
It's gonna be a pain in the ass.
I'm off.
So if I do this,
This is the other that killed an OSF soldier. It's too dangerous to rush in blind.
Use your head. For example, there's material hanging from the ceiling. You could use that.
I'm not able to target it. Pull down objects. Oh, there's that.
Nice. This should.
It's soaking wet now. Time to use my power with SAS. You know what to do. Hey, if it's water in the tank on this other's back, we might be able to use it.
Are you okay, Kasane? A major other on your first mission. Don't worry, have fun.
Naomi, I'm here, so you don't have to worry. Just try and back us up as quick as you can.
Right. I'll be there ASAP.
I'll support you.
That seems to be the spot. It's hard to move when you're wet.
Thanks. Don't get cocky just because you helped me a little.
I'm rooting for you.
Okay, the B button is.
We can't give up. Come here.
Oh, well, okay.
Did we do it?
Fucking wrecked its shit at one point.
This thing's tough.
What the hell do you think you're doing? I can protect myself, thank you very much.
Kind of wish all the cutscenes were like this. Oh, when they said the press, they literally meant it.
Second Lieutenant Kasane Randall, who took down a major other on her first assignment. Congratulations, Lieutenant Randall.
Like the crows, the press. I was like, is that like lingo or mistranslation? No, they literally meant paparazzi.
Your first first victory on your first deployment. Isn't that satisfying?
Shiden gave all the orders. Ask him about it.
What?
So sorry I'm late. That was a good fight. Oh dear. Poor Shiden.
This is Arashi. Sorry, looks like you caught the crow's attention.
Arashi!
What?
You're right. They got Shiden.
We'll take them.
That's not like you.
Kodama gets depressed if there are no crows around.
Hi!
Captain Arashi Spring.
We're about to do a full sweep for others. Looking forward to seeing all you reporters there.
Okay.
Oh, they're finally gone. Let's go back to Suo, everyone.
Copy that.
It's got some I got some nitpicks with it. But I think it would be a fine game to play through. If you've seen what you've seen in this video or played in the demo, I think this is a very good idea of what you're getting. This, like, if like when the game comes out and I bought the game, it's like I wouldn't be like too hard on it after playing the demo. This whole anime intro, though, is definitely trying to show it doing more than what it is. It still got some visual novel aspects. Like, if there's really long talking scenes, fine. But I kind of wish they didn't have any. If those talking scenes was just you walking and that was a dialogue going on without cutting the pace of the game, I think that would suit it better. Of, like, you know, just getting ringed in Nier Automata and having a little face in the corner. It's like, Platinum Games does this really well with keeping pace. But also still giving you all the info you need and also doing cutscenes. Like, you can cut, I think all of that back and forth, while nice, wasn't needed, and that could have been playing along. You get a special item for the full game. It depends on your progression to demo. Okay, well, that was Scarlet Nexus Demo Edition. I don't know why they said edition. I guess it's not the full first part of the game or something. Maybe it was different. It seems fine. It does not, however, feel like a next-gen game. It's running on next-gen hardware, and they're releasing it on next-gen hardware. Just so I think they can... I just think Bandai Namco and their engines just don't run that well. And so just throwing more hardware at it and just having it kind of work is just what they're betting on here. Instead of trying to optimize it, because it would probably run at 30 on the original Xbox One or something like that. It'd probably be like, you know, 1080p 30 or something, 720p 60 maybe. Like, I'm not sure if this is for other consoles. I think it might be Series X only. I don't know. But I will say that, I mean, I had fun. Not what I expected, though. Although it is what I expected from Bandai Namco. But it's not what I expected from the original trailer. Definitely looks like it's changed a lot since that. I thought it was going to be a lot more cyberpunky, or not cyberpunk, just they made it seem like a very hyper Neo Tokyo sort of vibe, and they seem to have gotten away from a lot of that. Like, the mask seems to have changed completely. It's not like the full kabuki masks. It seems it was just a black and red thing, and because I think it was full kabuki mask. and a whole bunch of other things just seemed different. Less roses, or less whole petal thing going on. I can't remember too much from the demo, but it definitely seems to have fallen short from that original demo. But that was a while ago, so it feels like this is kind of, it's what they wanted to make, but it's different than how it was originally envisioned, if that makes sense. Combo vision? I don't even remember any of that. Oh, so just RB right click just cancels all of them, I guess. Dual, I didn't even know about that. World map revive? What? Brain message screen. Okay. Why are you giving me a brightness adjust? Was it to my understanding that it should be giving me a brightness adjust? Shouldn't it have like HDR? Or is this auto HDR? Where is the HDR menu? You're gonna tell me it doesn't have built-in HDR? So it's like what, using the auto HDR function? That's not it. I guess I can't see it when the game's running. That's not what I wanted. Hold up. Am I looking in the right spot? Okay. So it is a Series X game. Yeah, it says optimized for Series X. So it is a Series X game. And I guess Series X games don't have compatibility options because this doesn't need to be compatible because it is what it is. Fair enough. This game has been adjusted in some way specifically for this demo. Okay. 60 FPS plus, 4K Ultra HD, smart delivery. No HDR, huh? Not needed. That is weird. Why would you have a game that's like so bright like this, but not... Does it not have HDR? It's like, I'm not actually sure. Maybe it does? Where am I at on? If I go down here, maybe I'm just crazy. No, okay, yeah. See, there's HDR10 right there. Why are some gray and some not? I never understood that. Yeah, see, like, why are some of the, like, single player right there, but Xbox Live cross-gen multiplayer is, like, gray. Xbox Live. I'd say it's like, you know what I mean? PC gamepad. I could, what? Oh, I think you can use, like, keyboard and mouse in this game. Yeah, PC. Okay, well, what? That's for No Man's Sky. Yeah, No Man's Sky is weird. Yeah, it doesn't have HDR10, which is strange. And you're probably thinking it's like, well, I don't have an HDR TV, blah blah blah. It's like, I don't really care. I do. So it's like, why? I mean, HDR's been a thing for a while, right? So it's like, why would you have a game like this built for the next gen consoles and not do HDR? You know, I mean, it's like kind of weird. And I don't believe it's that hard to implement. You just need to, like, you just need to tone map it, right? Like, it's not RTX. RTX is a whole other beast, right? That's a whole other thing that they probably could have added to make it look real nice, but that's not really required right now. It just requires too much, and there's a lot that gets sacrificed when you do it. It's like, it's really nice, but that really is fluff. It's really nice fluff. When it hits, it hits. But HDR is a different beast. HDR is just gives you more color. Because, okay, quick rundown on HDR. What is HDR? Why doesn't a TV that can do HDR do it, and one that don't? Quick, simple answer is that an HDR capable TV is 10 times brighter. Like, the actual LEDs or whatever it's using to backlight the TV is 10 times generally brighter. Like, the whites get blinding on these things. Like, it's really, really bright lights that backlight these things. 10 times brighter. It's like, compared to a normal TV, when, like, an HDR TV's at its maximum brightness, it'll light a room with, if you just had a full white thing with HDR all the way up, it'd light a room up. It's 10 times brighter. Like, you know, what is it, 10,000 nits compared to, like, or no, it's 1,000 nits compared to 100. Sorry. So it's like, I believe. So that's what HDR is. Like, okay, well, what does that do for the game? Well, what that does is you can make more colors and darker images because of that. Because your brightness is 10 times brighter, the darks are also 10 times darker by comparison. So that range, high dynamic range, is bigger. So you can have a lot more colors in between, because you can make a pixel, because, like, what is brown? It's just dark orange, right? So you can make something really bright, and that whole gradient in between all the colors you can define better, if that makes sense. Instead of having like 100 different colors because the TV can only get so bright, you can have thousands, because you can move that slider. That slider is much larger now, so you can, when you move, like, you know, right and left on that slider, instead of having, like, you know, 5 points here, Like you have more points, more colors, so you can dial in colors a little bit better. That's what HDR is. And why is that important? Well, that game looks very colorful, and that's why it looked kind of flat. One of the biggest games on the Series X that would benefit from RTX, from HDR, doesn't have it. So now you have this image right here that looks completely flat. Like, because that black on their outfit would be like that background. You see how that background is so lit? Not the good kind of lit. It's like, it's very bright back there. Though that would be very dark, but still seeable. And that shadows, like the shadows would be much harsher. But the brightness around their hair and stuff like that would be much brighter. And the reds would be a much deeper, colorful red. So like everything in this scene would just pop. It'd be really nice looking. So the fact that it doesn't have HDR is actually to its detriment. I mean, look at this. Now, if you imagine that, like, you know, if you have HDR, like, you crisp the image up a bit and just, you make some of the bits darker and some of the bits, like, just brighter, and just, it looks like the thing's almost glowing off of your TV. It looks like it's incandescent. Looks like you're looking at an actual lava lamp that's in front of you instead of a TV. Stuff like that, for those kind of colors, like the oranges and reds, and HDR does a really good job. If you have an HDR TV and you look at like lava lamps and like the little HDR demos, they look fantastic. And that's what that game is. And honestly, I know it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. It still looks fine. But I'm just saying, because the colors are so, it doesn't use that many colors, you'd be able to make every scene pop really hard, with HDR10. And I just think it loses a fundamental thing. It still looks fine as is, and it seemed like I could be wrong. It could have been using HDR. Though generally I can tell when something is. Because I believe it still will pop HDR on my TV. If I do this, I think it'll still pop up in the upper right hand corner. It could just be that, no, it didn't. Because my TV will pop up a thing saying, oh, we're in HDR mode now. No, it is not. It is 4K 60 PCM, which just, yeah, it is not actually displaying HDR content right now. And you won't see it because it'll be tone mapped, and that's why my Elgato can actually kind of convert it back to non-HDR, but I would see it, but you wouldn't. But yeah, it is not, HDR mode is not on. And I kind of noticed that from the beginning. Essentially, the lighting is 10 times flatter. The only way I could describe it is it looks fine. Sometimes HDR can be a bit overbearing, I'll admit. It can make a scene like a little way too bright in some scenes, because HDR TVs get really fucking bright, where I actually have to look away from the TV. Mine gets incredibly bright. It's like, especially when it's dark in the room. Like when there's like a sun and you have HDR on, and it's like, it'll literally just shine in your eyeballs. It's something, I'll tell you. You had like physically like look away. Shit gets bright. This would benefit from it. Oh my god, like just this picture right here, that sky and everything, if this was HDR, it would just pop. That's the only way I can describe it. It looks just more 3D. And honestly, the game may have it. They may not just have done it for the demo, which is fine. But of all the fluff that they could have added to this, that missing is actually a small detriment. Not a big one. It's not like, you know, oh, I won't buy the game, but you know, here's the thing though, they can always update it and add it later. It's not like the whole game needs to be remade in order to have HDR. It's like, it's, as far as I know, you just add a couple of like when you tone map a video file, you just need like a PNG that's just tone mapped to the colors and spectrums that you want to appear in the game, like the highs and lows of what you're wanting to show. And maybe you can have multiple of them that for different levels or whatnot, and they're just several PNGs really, as far as I understand it. Just for the files involved, it's not a laborious process, right? It's not, and in fact, it's so unlaborious. Microsoft actually has auto HDR, which I don't know how it works, but it can add HDR to games that don't even have it. Right? So it's like you go compatibility, auto HDR. And it'll actually do that. It'll actually tone map the game for HDR on a console side. So it'll actually tone map something that doesn't even have it built in. And it does it on like the hardware side. Kind of bonkers. But like, and in a lot of cases, it'll probably have their own like tone mapping thing that they made for those games, especially Microsoft's own things, like all the Banjo-Kazooie stuff and rare stuff, or just a general one that they just apply and it's like, oh, this worked, and they tested it, oh, it's fine, and whatever. But that's how easy it is to add. Oh, it's I don't know. I don't know enough to say if it's lazy. I will say it's missing out. I'll leave it at that. I know it's a long rant, but for a game that's that colorful, with that aesthetic, it needs it. It would benefit from it. It'd be no loss to frame rate or anything. It would just look better. That's all I gotta say. It would just look better. And that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate it's not there. Like RTX, it doesn't need. It would look nice, but I feel that would probably conflict with the art style more. There's not really a lot of reflections that are happening, so it'd just be the general lighting and just the shadows. Which, if it could do it and you had like a PC, it wouldn't add much other than just some minor clarity. And that's it. So RTX wouldn't really be a thing for that. I guess you can do really nice cell shading. More accurate, but other than that, it didn't need it. But HDR, I think it really does need, unfortunately, and for next gen game built for next gen console to not have it. For instance, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has it. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey on anything higher than I think a 1S can do it, and PS4 versions of a lot of these things can can do it. So a lot of PS4 and Xbox One S and X versions of games, like a lot of these could do well, not a lot of these. Mortal Kombat could do HDR. I believe Middle Earth. Doom, I think, has it. Not sure. Call of Duty, I think, has it. But yeah, that's my whole rambling thing. So it's thank you guys for watching. Game feels fine. I've been nitpicking the hell out of it, but it is a next gen game that hasn't even came out yet. So yeah, gonna nitpick. Especially when people are having a hard time scrambling just buying the damn things, like I did. It took me several weeks, but some people have been trying for months and they still haven't got it. I'm very sorry. I hope that you get yours. All I can say. I was somehow lucky. I got it on a second drop on Walmart. I refreshed. It was like 11 minutes past. So like when they was doing their second drop, like second wave, I did a refresh. The buy button was there, and I went through it, and it worked. So I somehow did it, and it somehow didn't leave from my cart, and it somehow stuck. No idea. Very grateful. But yes, it's a good console, but if developers are going to keep doing this shit, I don't even know if it's worth it right now. The only thing that makes these consoles worth it right now is running older games faster. Being able to take only a couple seconds to load No Man's Sky levels, or you know, just any of these games, just only taking a couple seconds and just wasting less of your time. So if time is extremely valuable to you, these consoles are going to be valuable to you because it wastes less of your time, loading quicker, gets you in, gets you out, done. That's the benefit here. The other stuff is just fluff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.